Warning, this podcast contains the Reverse Flash.
Spoilers.
Oh yeah, I guess a couple spoilers. Maybe like one or two.
Whole episode.
The whole episode? Wait, we...
Hi everyone, and welcome to the ASOTV podcast for the Flash, season 1, episode 20. What the fuck's the name of this episode? The Trap.
This episode is a trap.
Forgot to write it in the notes. I didn't expect us to have like a full conversation while the title was going.
Yeah, it happens. That's what happens when you do live
I freaking
shows.
love this episode.
Oh my god.
I almost
love
had a
this
heart
whole
attack
show.
like 5 times.
Can I thank you once again for basically forcing me to watch this show?
You're welcome.
Like, you basically twisted my arm, tied me to
Dom,
a chair,
you
and
don't
pried my
understand.
eyes open.
Besides my dad, I would be alone. I'm the only one watching the show.
Well, I'm alone if it wasn't for you. So,
You'd be left out.
yeah.
So Cisco pulled an us.
That whole scene when they go and they're like, yeah, it just works. I go, that was the best explanation ever. I go, they didn't go too deep into like how it actually worked. They didn't try to logic it. They're just like, it happened. Deal with it.
Yeah, but like Cisco was like, oh, nice white on the uniform. Wait, what if I make your uniform with white because I saw it here and that's time theory. This. I'm like, Cisco, stop.
Yeah,
Cisco, stop.
That's my theory of time travel. Whatever happened happened. You can't change it because it's caught in an infinite loop. So
yeah,
that's my favorite theory. But that doesn't
But I was
seem
like,
like
Cisco,
what they're going
stop.
with here. Yeah.
It's like, this is us. This is me and Dom. Stop it.
Yep. Oh, it was great.
So, Gideon was awful helpful.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised by that.
Super surprised. She's like, oh yeah, you made me. Of course I'll listen to you. Oh, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, now, like, I'm even more confused. Because Gideon was made by Barry, so we're assuming Barry from the future.
Yes.
So how did Gideon get here?
But they called it the time room.
Right.
So this room might exist out of time. Or this room might be a portal to 2024.
That may be what the whole light show is when they enter the room.
Yeah.
That may.
Whatever the room is, it's not...
I thought it was just kind of a funny little nickname Cisco gave it. I didn't think it had too much meaning behind it.
No, I was like, time room. Yeah. Yeah. It does clear up a lot of stuff if you think of it like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. I was gonna say something else about Gideon. Oh, yeah, when it was revealed that Barry had made her, I was like, so Eobard Thawne is the least original person ever. He stole a man's face, he stole another man's powers, he stole his hardware.
Yeah, and he's basically using all his knowledge of his hatred for the Flash to create the Flash. So he's like building the Flash in the image of the Flash, which is really weird.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very hurting the brain.
That doesn't really hurt my brain. Like, I totally get that. Like, he's using past experience. You know, he's using his past to, I don't know. So, the thing that was bothering me...
Yeah.
Was there was something when Barry said he was gonna stop Wells from killing his mother or something like that. And then he's worried about... it seemed like he was worried about Wells in the present for that same reason. Stopping Wells now was going to prevent that in the future, and that is not the case, because this Wells already did that. It's
Yeah.
going to be future Wells that comes back in time.
Well, Barry might not realize that.
Right.
Because Barry doesn't know he got stranded. Barry
Right,
doesn't know
that's
the
true.
only reason Eobard did this was because he got stuck.
That's true.
So there's still some stuff Barry doesn't know that we know.
Right.
But actually, Gideon was going to say something really funny. Like, she was saying all the things that Barry is, and then she said, founding member of the, and Barry went, wait. And Barry said his own thing. And I'm like, was she going to say founding member of the motherfucking Justice League?
That's what I thought she was going to say. So.
I literally stopped. I was like, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they do that, in a world where there is no Batman or Superman yet, I would love to see a, founding member group that doesn't include Batman and Superman. I think that would be awesome. Yeah,
it would. I mean, we had it on Smallville without Batman, but yeah, getting Superman out of the picture, that'd be interesting. But that would mean they'd have to introduce some other characters like Aquaman.
At least Aquaman.
Yeah.
And Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
But my dad actually said that the very first Justice League didn't have Batman or Superman.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't last very long. There's like a couple issues, and then here comes Batman and Superman. But I was like, oh, that's very interesting. I want to read that right now.
Yeah.
But yeah. I love when they get back after like sneaking in the time room, and Joe is just like, what were you thinking? Like scolding a child. It's really funny.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are smart. You did something real dumb.
I mean, I couldn't help but like go over the whole time travel thing in my head again, and like this episode really dealt with like the cause reaction of time travel, and it's just like if Barry saves his mother, that means he's not going to go back and live with Joe and Iris. He's going to live with his own family. That means him and Iris may not meet.
Well, they knew each other.
Right.
They were friends beforehand, but
may not... Okay, so they may not fall in love. They may not remain close friends. They may not even be in the same city anymore. Just depending on how things go out. If the parent... What if their parents... Like, what if the mother gets a job somewhere? She's got to move. The family moves with her,
Yeah. And I mean, Iris was saying to Barry that, to unconscious Barry in a flashback, she's like, you made us a family again.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if Barry wasn't in that household, she would never have, like, really made up with her father.
That's true, too. That is true.
So, everything's different.
I'm actually surprised that we didn't put 2 and 2 together and figure out that Iris was the one that wrote that article in the newspaper. I'm surprised we never mentioned that before. It seems so obvious.
Yeah, it was just not... it wasn't something that I thought of until Barry was about to read the paper, and I was like, did Iris write that article?
Yeah, that's exactly. I was like, I bet Iris wrote this. And then when they revealed, Iris-West, or Iris West hyphen Allen.
Allen, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I would have remembered reading it.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, me too.
Because the first episode we saw in the newspaper, I paused it and tried to read it.
Mm-hmm.
It was like 2 sentences and a bunch of gibberish. But I don't remember seeing a name. Like, I would have remembered if it said Iris.
No, I didn't see a name either.
So they purposefully, like, kept that blurred or whatever.
Yep.
So, yeah. That was funny. And when Eddie was like, Iris Thawne, he's like, pretty sure she's gonna want to hyphen that shit.
Yeah.
I couldn't help but giggle.
I mean, I was really surprised at Joe. I was surprised at Joe, his reasoning for saying no to Eddie.
I was super disappointed, but I was not surprised. Like, not a bit surprised.
Yeah.
Because, like, we've talked about how Joe's an amazing human being, except the decisions he makes towards Iris.
Right.
So. They're not always coming from his head.
No.
They're from his heart.
Yeah, but that's not necessarily always a bad thing.
No. But his head don't know what the fuck it's talking about.
Well, when it comes to that,
Or his heart don't know what the fuck it's talking about.
When it comes to that, I think he does have some logic behind it, because having Iris realize one day that she's not happy, she does seem like the kind of person that would stay there, just, you know, based off her commitment and her promise, and you know, so she'd probably realize one day she's not happy, and like eventually come to terms with the fact that she loves Barry and have to live with that forever. And
but Eddie's was right. It's not your freaking decision.
Right. But we already know what's gonna happen.
We
saw a glimpse into the future.
Especially if you and Cisco are right.
I'm
if Barry can't save his mom, then
I'm wanting to be right, but I don't feel that that's true, because we've already seen things change.
That's... Yes. Yeah.
Unless...
Because in Eobard's timeline...
Unless...
Unless
that split multiple timeline thing was always supposed to happen as well.
Yeah.
That, like,
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Imagine, you know, a couple seasons down the line and they bring in, like, the infinite crisis of, like, the infinite Earths.
Mm-hmm.
That would be awesome.
It would.
That would be insane. I don't know how the hell they would get away with that.
But that makes a lot of sense if you can't change the past at all.
Yeah.
And we've seen it change, but that's only because it was originally the original timeline. That's exactly how it went down. That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And I think these rules are, like, whatever time rules there are.
Wait, that doesn't make sense.
What do you mean?
Because Wells said that he accelerated Barry's turning into the Flash by 20 years or so.
5 years.
Was it 5?
No, 10 years.
10? Yeah.
10? No.
It was a significant amount of time.
The reactor was supposed to open/explode in 2020.
Yeah, so that's when Barry would have gotten his powers.
Yeah. 6 years.
So, he already changed time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my theory is just, it's not my theory, but it's more my favorite style of time travel is not relevant in this universe.
Well, I think it's possible, but I think then those rules can be broken, and you can change time. It's hard.
Now you're hurting me.
It's hard to do it.
You're telling me that my rule is possible where you can't change it, but that it is possible where you can't. Now you're hurting me. Now you're hurting me.
It's called a paradox, Dom.
All right, Doc Brown. I was feeling so much better about time travel. I was feeling so much better about time travel after this episode, and now you've gone and hurt me all over again.
Sorry.
Yeah, you choke on that drink. You deserve that.
That's why I told Cisco to stop, because I just couldn't. I couldn't.
Well, since you're making my brain hurt, let's make your heart hurt. How'd you feel watching Cisco die like 3 times this episode?
I was like, oh. Yeah, no, it wasn't fun.
I can only imagine that roller coaster of emotions, like when Wells phase shifted through the force field. I was just like, what is going through Cleo's mind right now? I was like,
yeah. I was like, no!
I knew Barry couldn't get in there to save him.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's why Joe shot him. But we have to talk about the dream first.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Cisco's dream goggles. They look familiar? They're vibes goggles. Or glasses, or whatever.
Oh. Really?
Well, they're very similar.
I was thinking
they're not the same, but they're very similar. It's like definitely they were making a nod to Vibe.
Yeah, I was thinking they kind of looked like Captain Cold's, but not really.
With the slit, yeah. But like the color and the shape was like
yeah. Interesting.
I can't wait. It's gonna happen because we know from that Arrow episode recently that there are metas that were nowhere near their particle accelerator when it exploded.
Right.
So there's another way which metas get their powers. So Cisco and Caitlin could easily get theirs when we find out how.
That is true.
It happens.
That is true.
We don't know yet, but we will. I wonder, they're probably waiting for next season for that. There's too much to wrap up.
It's either going to be next season or the mid-season season.
Yeah. I hope it's next season. I feel like if they did something that big in the mid-season, it'd be like...
Well, yeah, because the mid-season gets its own spin-off, so...
Yeah. That's what the spin-off. If they did it in the spin-off and not the...
Yeah, but the spin-off, I feel, is just going to be as much of the show as anything, because...
Oh!
It seems like because they're going back in time that they're probably going to end up changing something, and that's going to affect the second half of that season, so... I feel like if they did it in the middle there, that it would be fine.
I guess. Yeah. Oh, but the plan to trap Wells, like you said, roller coaster. I was like, holding nothing, like white knuckle.
Ah.
Oh no! Did you get the spider?
I found him. He's fucking fast.
Wow.
I missed him. Again.
We have a spider.
Whatever.
Close up on that spider. You got him?
No.
No. Don't worry, he'll come back.
He will. They always do.
Yeah, how did you think that plan was gonna go?
I didn't think Cisco was gonna die.
Yeah.
But I didn't think Wells was gonna die.
Yes. And he didn't.
That's true.
I did think for a second, I was like, did they fucking kill Wells? Because he should have been able to, I mean, obviously, being a speedster, wouldn't have gotten into that.
I feel like they could have killed him. I think it would have been fine.
I don't know, Barry's faster than a bullet if he really tries.
Yeah, no, he caught 2 out of the 3. But,
yeah.
No, but if they killed Eobard off, we still know he exists in the future, so he's got to come back. So I feel like it would have been fine.
Truth. Yeah, no, you're right, but man, he was watching their every move.
Yeah, literally. It was kind of scary, the amount of surveillance that he had on them.
I mean, I think I had said that he knew that Barry knew.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't think that he was watching every move.
Yeah, he was watching everything. He had cameras in Barry's house, the police department. Everywhere. He had one in the coffee shop.
Yeah. I
was like, are you kidding me? The coffee shop?
Yeah. It's where Barry meets Iris to tell her ominous things.
Yeah.
In the Flash voice. Those bad impressions of the Flash voice. Can't vibrate my vocal cords.
No, you gotta work on that.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, so, I mean, Hannibal Bates is assumed he's dead, he got shot. So that's, how many metas are we down? Like 5? Like, we've seen like 4 or 5 of them die.
Yeah, we lost a few.
Die.
I was sad. I liked Everyman.
Yeah, he was really cool. Yeah, and I guess he went back to weird no-face.
Yeah, I think that's just the default molecular structure because it doesn't remember what it was, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
so far back in its catalog, but...
Yeah, because when we saw him and they asked him, show yourself, your real self.
Right.
And it showed that that's really all it could come up with, so I think, when it died, that's what it defaulted to.
Yeah. He didn't know anymore.
If it's even a he.
I mean, he was originally a he.
Yeah.
Hannibal Bates was originally a he. But
Okay.
yeah, who knows what the now default molecular
I
structure.
don't think it had a gender anymore.
I guess not. I mean, I don't know.
It didn't even have a face.
Yeah.
It's probably like Metatron from Dogma.
Oh. Yeah.
Just nothing.
Iris and Eddie. Moving on.
That segue.
Iris and Eddie. Yeah, it's the best segue.
Iris.
What you hired me for.
Iris
also, when am I getting paid? Iris Thon. Iris West Thon. When he was gonna propose and the ring box got snatched out of his hand, I was like, oh, come on, Barry, there are bigger things happening right now. And then it was Wells, and I was like, oh, fuck!
Yeah. I was 100% expecting that to be Barry, because we saw it looked more like a red flash than it did a yellow one at that point.
Yeah.
So, but no, it was Wells.
It was Wells, which was really funny. And when I thought about it, I'm like, yeah, he wouldn't want Eddie to get with Iris because that's not his bloodline. But then I was like, but if he's independent of the timeline, it wouldn't matter. It's not like he would just disappear. Or independent of his original timeline, because he changed it.
We don't know.
We don't know that. You're right. We don't know that.
Yeah, we don't know that. So I'm assuming he wants to keep the timeline intact in that regard, because he's trying not to change things. He's just trying to accelerate them.
Yeah, that's true. And I think he definitely wants a degree of control over how this timeline's gonna.
Because if you think about it. If Wells didn't interfere with Barry going sooner, Iris never would have ended up with Eddie to begin with.
Yes.
Because you saw Iris say to unconscious Barry, "Oh, this police officer asked me out. See what happens when you're not around? I do stupid things." Officer
Hot Pants?
Yeah.
I don't think that's what she called him. Yeah, I do stupid things when you're not around.
Yeah. So that goes to show that, the timeline may have been altered in that regard, so that's just Eobard fixing it again.
Of course, correct.
Yeah.
But it seems like the timeline tries to correct itself wherever it can. I mean,
that's true too.
We've seen Cisco almost die twice.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling it's going to happen again next episode.
No.
When we get to talking about next episode, we'll talk about it more.
Don't kill
Cisco.
Cisco.
We're almost there, honestly. No, what? What?
Don't kill Cisco.
I don't want them to kill Cisco.
Yes, you do. You're lobbying against it. You signed a petition. I saw it.
Anyway. No, but
Cleo McPouty face.
We're seeing... It wasn't a pouty face. It was I'm angry at you. No, but we're seeing the timeline try to correct itself.
Right.
Because in a little snippet from the promo for next week, Joe is on the floor. It looks like his legs are broken or something. He's all beat up and shit. So it's like, it looks like it's trying to correct things.
Right. So that's totally possible.
Yeah.
I'm just curious if there's going to be another tsunami coming towards the town.
I wonder. Or some other sort of natural disaster.
A unnatural disaster.
Yes. A meta-natural disaster.
There you go.
Yeah.
A meta-disaster.
Yeah, so I mean, Eddie knows now. Eddie knows who Eobard is, and that's weird.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I mean, just think the patience that Wells has. Like, if he's known this whole time he's got cameras on them, like, he knew they found his corpse, his body double corpse, and...
Oh, yeah!
It's just, like, the guy is extremely calculating. Like, at what point did he switch out? Like, is that just before he went into the containment room and, like, we saw him stop in the hallway? Is that when he went to, like, switch, or had he switched a while ago? with
No,
every man.
I think it was because he stopped in the hallway and went like this, and I think then he went to get Hannibal to make Hannibal do the thing.
Right.
So I think that. Oh, I don't have a synopsis, and my browser froze. But, yay!
So, my question about that is if that was Hannibal and not Wells.
Yeah.
How was he able to vibrate himself through the portal?
He didn't. He walked through.
I thought he vibrated through.
He took a step. Even when he raised his hand, it wasn't vibrating. He just raised his hand.
Right.
So no, he just walked right through.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. He's like, I knew he knew, but I didn't know he knew like that.
Right. Yeah. So we actually know that in the past timeline, the most recent past timeline, that it actually was Wells that killed Cisco, but in this timeline, it was not.
In this timeline,
because he didn't
Cisco's
kill
not dead yet.
Right, but he tried to kill Cisco, I meant.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
Poor baby's having nightmares.
Yeah.
So you're going to be very excited for next episode.
I am. I just seeing the previews for next week. I'm so excited.
Next episode is Grodd Lives. Grodd returns. Wait, what? Barry must deal with the Reverse Flash's latest threat to a member of the group. A member of the group. I think it's Joe.
Probably.
Or Eddie. I mean, obviously he already has Eddie, so.
But he's not going to kill Eddie.
No, of course not.
We know this, so it's not.
It just says latest threat. It doesn't say.
Yeah, that's true.
Kind of threat. To make matters worse, Dr. Wells unleashes Grodd on the city in order to distract Barry and the team. Joe, Barry, and Cisco head down to the sewers to catch Grodd, but the gorilla quickly gets the upper hand. Whoa, my browser had a freak out. And after he kidnaps Joe, Iris and Barry have a heart-to-heart. No, I'm gonna be open-minded about this.
Okay.
I'm not gonna. I already fake vomited on the Arrow show because of a certain couple at.
No, but yeah, I mean that moment on the end of the episode when she's like, Barry?
Yeah.
You know, that because the whole lightning touch thing, whatever.
Yeah.
But now, like, Barry blatantly lied to her this episode. So I'm curious how that's gonna play out when Barry goes, there's one hole in your theory. I was affected.
I didn't get powers.
Yeah, so I don't know how that's gonna play out.
He's been lying to her the whole time. So has Joe, so has Eddie. She's gonna be mad at everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how that's gonna end up playing out. I don't know. I don't know if she's gonna be understanding that he was protecting her, or if she's gonna be mad because they're lying to her.
She might just be mad at her dad because she knows it's probably his fault. Because we had the whole. Wait, was that on the Flash episode with Captain Lance? Yeah, it was. I'm getting my crossovers confused. But Captain Lance's like relationship with his daughter is sort of a mirror to Joe and Iris, and I mean, I hope it's not as extreme as Lance and his daughter, but I think there's going to be a bit of a rift.
Yeah, well, because they just recently had the Arrow characters crossover onto Flash. Have they had any more Flash characters cross over to Arrow?
Yeah, Cisco and that was an Arrow episode.
Yeah, no, I know.
Cisco and no, there was another one. Oh, no, there was a Meta.
Just the Meta, okay.
Yeah, but Ray brings him to S.T.A.R Labs and talks to Cisco about him not being around the particle accelerator when it exploded.
Gotcha, okay. Interesting.
Is there anything else?
No, I think that about does it.
Yeah, well, Dom, where can the people find you? That way?
You can find me down below at Phenomenon, PHENOMEDOM.
Phenomenon.
Do.
Find me at Cleomoto on the socials and on Twitch at the Cleomoto. And you can find all of us on ASOTV Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, MySpace, and right here on YouTube. You can follow us for some more podcasts from some of your favorite TV shows. What? I have a cough! Until next week. Bye-bye.
You need some Tylenol cold.
Tylenol dragon sickness?
Yes. Tylenol dragon sickness.